second. Thank you for watching. Before y'all say anything, the white is deodorant, because when the last time I wore a sleeveless shirt, y'all were like, oh my gosh, what is that white stuff? Apparently some of y'all don't wear deodorant. But anyways, you see there's no intro, there's no walkout. I'm just getting straight into the hot tea because I know that's what all y'all watch me for. So let's go ahead and get started. So apparently Bahama Breeze is officially closed, all right? So they closed all of their restaurants on April 5th, which I'm like, I've never been to Bahama Breeze, so I don't know what Bahama or a Breeze is, but my mom was very upset about it. Apparently it was a good restaurant, and you know my mom is very bougie. She doesn't really like restaurants where a meal is like $8. She has to get a meal that's like $22 per person. But she's very upset that Bahama Breeze is closed, but I've never been there, so Bahama Breeze, rest in peace. Anyways, moving on, a lot of people are excited about this. So Chris Brown and Usher are going on tour together, right? So the tour started on April 10th, and they're calling it the R&B Raymond and Brown Tour. Now, this is the teaser. I can't show all of it because of copyright reasons, but this is the teaser. It was dropped last week, and you know, I'm not like a big Chris Brown or Usher fan, but I'm like, when I see this, I'm like, I'm excited about this because I didn't know Chris Brown and Usher were like best friends, right? So I'm thinking, you know, they're just two artists and they're going on tour together, but no, they're best friends almost, and they're going on tour together. And you know, I know like friends are the most prone to fighting and stuff, but I feel like since they're friends and they're both into music and they're good at music, I'm like, this is gonna be a good tour right here. So Chris Brown and Usher, good luck on this tour. I might watch clips and stuff, but I'm not really a big, you know, like R&B person. I like R&B, but Money Long is like the only R&B artist that I like. Like Chris Brown, I might listen to one or two of your songs, but they have to be the clean version. You know, I don't like anything with the N-word in it. I don't like anything with a lot of cussing, but who am I? I cuss all the time. But song-wise, I will listen to the clean version if it's, you know, like a very cussy song, you know. Anyways, moving on, more music news. Justin Bieber is hosting a private Los Angeles performance, right? Now he's saying that this is an invite only, right? And that means nobody, not just anybody can come. He has to do an invite only crowd, and comeback rumors are growing and fans are excited about it. But I'm like, what comeback rumors does Justin Bieber have? You know, Justin Bieber has been making music. You know, he's been out in the media. You know, he's never really slowed down. But Justin Bieber, I'm excited for your fans. Like, I'm not a fan of Justin Bieber either. I don't have a problem with him, but I'm just not a fan, you know? So, Sabrina Carpenter is teasing new visuals. Now, the new teaser dropped for this whole whatever she's doing. I'm like, who cares about Sabrina Carpenter, right? Sabrina Carpenter is one of those people to me that I'm like, okay, she's new out here, you know, she's just getting into the music stuff. She doesn't really have like the, what is the word? She doesn't really have like the anchor that most singers out here have, you know? But Sabrina Carpenter, I feel like you're a pretty woman and you know, you've got this music stuff down packed, I guess. But moving on, so Lizzo is getting slammed for posting a video to her Instagram, everybody. She was showing her bare ass, right? And twerking. Anyways, take a look first. I'm looking at this, I'm like, Lizzo loses the tiniest bit of weight and she thinks she has the body to go out and twerk going upstairs. You know, like Lizzo, I know that you think you are so skinny and so T now, but Lizzo, you're not the skinniest, so I think you've got a little more working to do on your body before you go out and twerk and stuff. I think you got about 80 more pounds to lose before you go out and do this, Lizzo, but keep it up, Lizzo. Congratulations, or, you know, whatever you're doing. Anyways, Kylie Jenner is saying that Stormi is asking why their family is famous, right? Now, she's saying that she had to explain fame to Stormi, right? I'm like, Kylie Jenner, okay, you know, Stormi is only like 3 right now, right? And she's growing up in this big family. You know, she's famous. And for a kid that doesn't really know what fame is, that can be scary, you know? Just imagine, right? You're 3 years old. You're going with your mom into the grocery store. Oh, come on with me to the grocery store. You get to the grocery store, you get out of the car, you see 5 or 10 cameras just screaming, Kylie, 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 Kardashian, Kardashian. You know, that's scary for a child, right? And then to think that you haven't explained this already, and I know that she's still young and she can't really, you know, she can't really understand the fame like you really want her to, but still, that can be scary. Like, mommy, why are all these people following us, you know? And half the time that you see the Kardashians out, they don't have bodyguards. They're just there and, you know, whatever his name is. Moving on. So Ariana Grande is getting back into the studio, okay? I'm looking at this, I'm like, Ariana Grande, you're getting back into the studio. Ariana Grande, aren't you like dying? Aren't you like, can you even make music? Can you still sing? Like, you know, but what does that say? Seem pretty sad for a girl so in love. And I don't know what that says. Anyways, Cardi B wants restrictions against Tasha K, right? Over the whole Offset and Stephen Diggs talk, right? Now, you know, Cardi B and Tasha K, they've been in it for about 4 years now. Basically, Tasha K literally does what I do. You know, she went on the internet. She talked about Cardi B and her whole life situation. Then Cardi B got on the social media and she was like, Tasha K, shut your mouth now. Stop talking about me before I sue you. Tasha K didn't listen to that. So Tasha K kept on running her mouth and running her mouth and running her mouth. Next thing you know, Cardi B was taking Tasha K to court trying to sue her. And Tasha K still owes Cardi B $1 million. So like 2 months ago, Tasha K put her house up for sale. I think she's selling it for like $500,000, right? Which still doesn't cover all the costs. But if you ask Tasha K, she's the richest woman in the world. She has all of this money. You know, she's still buying all these nice clothes. And like, I'm like, Tasha K, just go ahead and give her money. And I don't know how this works, but when somebody sues somebody, can you do payment plans? Or do you have to do like the whole settlement then? Just a question. Anyway, so Ice Spice, speaking of being sued, Ice Spice is being sued by a wig company who was claiming that they offered her a $20,000 deal to promote their wigs, right? Now, they claim that Ice Spice agreed to the whole deal and said she was gonna do it, and you know, they sent her the wigs and stuff, and then she later backed out of it. Ice Spice, why would y'all pick Ice Spice out of all people anyways? You know, Ice Spice is one of the ugliest new rappers or singers out here now. You know, Ice Spice is not that really attractive in my opinion, but Ice Spice, to each their own. But Ice Spice, you have $20,000, just pay the wig company off. But why did you back out, you know? Like, I would gladly promote, never mind, moving on. Anyways, so Paris Jackson is facing major backlash, right? Now, she's facing this backlash after saying that she won't be attending the new Michael biopic called Michael, right? Now, she's saying that she's uncomfortable with how certain things were handled in the film. Well, Paris Jackson, if you were uncomfortable, you know, you could have said something. That was your dad, or supposed dad, I guess. I don't know, but, you know, a lot of people say that. Anyways, but Paris Jackson, why aren't you going? You know, but I kind of see why you aren't going, but still, why aren't you going? That's your dad, you know. Paris Jackson, I don't know what's going on. You just got off the drugs and stuff, so maybe the drugs are still in your head. But speaking of this new Michael Jackson movie, I'm going, right? I'm not going on the 24th when it comes out because the theaters are going to be packed. But I will be so glad when this whole Michael movie is over. Like, can we get like 2 months past it already? I don't want to hear, did you go see the new Michael movie? Did you go see it? What did you think of when they did this? Or, you know, how did they... Like, I don't want that right now. You know, can we just get over it? But my mom says she's going the weekend after it comes out. I said, all right, go ahead and go after it comes out. It's going to be packed. I'm going like a weekend and a half after it comes out. You know, I don't like movies packed. And especially a movie like this, you know, if it was a regular movie, like a regular horror movie, maybe I'll go like the first weekend it comes out. But a movie like this, and you already know it's going to be packed? Absolutely not. So I have to tell you about my experience at Tamron Hall, right? So I went to New York City 2 weeks ago. I went to Tamron Hall show, which Tamron Hall was the prettiest girl or woman in person, right? So we got there, they loaded us up, and I had priority tickets, right? So I'm thinking we're gonna be in the front row, right? The priority tickets, they took us all the way to the top, but that's where the cameras hit the most. But Tamron Hall was so fun, you know, she had so much energy, and it was just a fun experience. And I went to see Wendy's wax figure right here. This is her wax figure, and it was so nice. But I have to shout out, this is some sad news for me. I've been, you know, thinking about it a lot. I need you guys to pray for Robert. Robert is one of my kids. I don't want to, not my literal kid, but you know, I do this certain job. But Robert was in a bad accident, right? So him and his family, they went to Florida for spring break. On their way back from spring break, they had a very bad accident. Robert has a fractured spine. I haven't talked to his family myself, but this is what I've heard. He has a fractured spine. He's in the hospital, and Robert was one of my favorite kids. I love Robert. So Robert, please get better. I love you. Shannon and the family, please heal. Please get better. I'm sorry about what happened. Yeah, so Thank you for watching today because, you know, there's no guest. There's none of that today. I know you guys just watched me for the hot tea. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Darius. Bye.